Hey all, it's David Ducker coming back at you. And today we got Solar Wars Video 4, prepping our space opera campaign. In Video 1 we talked about choosing the genre, why we chose it. Video 2, the theme we're going to explore. 3, the characters who are going to explore it. And today in 4, we're going to talk about the world building. So now it's time to build the world. So first of all, you go through what you've already done. You say, for our genre, what are all the things I want to put in this world? You know, aliens, cyborgs, psychics, robots, androids, lasers, deflector shields, power armor, flying cars, neural jacking, you know, everything you can think of that you want to put in a space opera that you want to explore. Make a list of that. And then come back to your theme, because right now we're just brainstorming. We're just, first step of world building is just brainstorming. Now, then you want to come back to your theme and say, so I know we want communists, capitalists, I know we want Democrats versus tyrants. So how are we gonna arrange this? And you can even then, at this point you can start to think as well about the characters, but mostly you're finding a context for the characters to work inside. So I went through and I said, I think capitalism and despotism go very well together. I like that idea. And communism and democracy, they go very well together, theoretically. So that's how I'm going to tag team them up. We're going to have communists who want everyone to have a vote and a fair share and their fair say. And then we're going to have capitalists who want the almost a kleptocracy, the rich holding down the poor. And we're going to explore what's good and evil about both of these systems. So I started to go through and you start to build the government and the two governments rather, and how they're going to oppose each other. So the communists, that sounds really good. It's goodly that everyone gets a say and everyone is equal and all that good stuff, But let's say that we just lower that down a little and say, well, everybody's equal, but it's not good for anybody. Everybody's having a hard time. Let's throw some doubt on this utopian idea and say, everybody's equal, so so all of our soldiers are equally expendable, and we're going to use Zerg Rush tactics, and we're gonna take away certain liberties from the individual to empower the group, because that's what communism's all about. So let's make sure it's not good guys versus bad guys. It's one idea versus another idea. We're gonna explore them both, and that's gonna be the fun of the campaign. So then we look at the capitalism and we say, well, that sounds pretty evil. Just say that you're rich, so you're going to hold them down. They're going to work really hard, making you more money, and that sounds really evil. So let's find a way to make that less evil. Well, let's say that that you do have all these social programs in place. That maybe there's like a welfare state. Maybe there's universal health care and education, not to the standard of the communists, but it's there. And let's say you have the American dream where anybody could come up to that top class, and it's not a glass ceiling. The communists want you to believe it is, but it actually isn't. Anybody could work their way up, and if they work hard enough, they can achieve that dream. And they can keep what they earn. So, the people who are really poor and destitute, maybe they're just lazy. And the people who are rich, maybe they really are, they're better, they're smarter, they're harder working, they're more dedicated, whatever it is. Let's throw some doubt on them looking so damn evil and say, well, I mean, yeah, it is rough for some people, but it's great for other people, whereas the communist is just not really great for anybody. And you have this wonderful contrast, and the players can debate about it. They can argue about it. NPCs can present their points of view on both sides. You know, we don't want one side to be obviously good and one side to be obviously evil, because that's child's play. You know, a kid could do that game. We want something for adults to engage in intelligently and to spur some perhaps real life debates. So that's what we're doing with the themes. You know, the themes, building them into actual constructs. And then again with the tropes of the genre. So again, coming back and deciding, how do robots work? How do psychics work? How do are there aliens? We already decided there are going to be aliens. That makes it a lot easier. But what about spaceships? How does spaceship combat work? You know, and of course I've tried to ground everything in real life physics as well. And I probably do several separate videos on many of these. But basically you want to just decide how it works. Start building the constructs. I love mega corporations. So we've got those. We've got the biotech corporation. We've got the high-tech corporation. The high-tech is, of course, siding with the capitalists. The biotech is kind of being taken over by the communists. So the communists, again, have clones who they hold to be real people with all the rights of anybody else. And psychics who, again, all the rights of anybody else. Whereas the capitalists have clones, but they treat them as property. You know, basically, if you're a clone, you're a slave. And psychics are second-class citizens. Because they don't trust psychics to not take over things, use their powers to an unfair advantage, and, you know, take over the whole government. And perhaps the communists have problems with that because they don't regulate them. They trust these people, and perhaps some of these people are not trustworthy. You know, not all of them, but some of them. And should there be laws to govern those that are not? That's, again, going to be one of those themes of the campaign. It's something we explore in depth. And I don't want to answer all the questions right off the bat, because I want to leave the door open for the players to explore and answer these questions. So that's basically how I go about my world building. I got my lists compiled. I just start plugging away. Say, how's it going to work? How's that going to work? How's this over here going to work? And we start building our setting, the factions, the technology, perhaps the metaphysics, perhaps with psychic powers you could have some metaphysics involved. But basically that is our next step. And I'm going to leave it off there, and I'll come back to you with the step after. And don't forget to check out Solar Wars on Facebook as well. Steal all the portraits, steal all of the starship pics, steal all of the power armor pics for your space opera. And I'll come back to you real soon with the next video.